Saying pull the trigger that killed your son, now it masturbates to memory.
You just gave me 40 years. Sir? Yes. You just gave me 40 years. Well, guess what? Sir, what's this? Yeah, that's 30 years. 40 is a death sentence!
Meet Jaleel Smith Riley, who is currently facing murder charges in Michigan. Smith Riley's criminal journey began on November 16, 2013, in Norwood during an armed robbery. On that fateful day, he, along with two accomplices, approached a parked car. Inside the car were 20-year-old Portia Brooks and her boyfriend, Aaron Martin. With a handgun in hand, Smith Riley knocked on the car window and forced Martin, who was in the passenger seat, out of the vehicle. He proceeded to search Martin's pockets and demanded all his cash. After robbing Martin of every dollar he had, Smith Riley callously took his life with a shot to the head, causing permanent brain damage. But his cruelty didn't end there. Immediately after shooting Aaron, Smith Riley leaned into the car and fired 2 shots at Brooks, who was sitting inside. Tragically, Brooks succumbed to her injuries 3 days later. Miraculously, Aaron survived the shooting but suffered severe injuries. Prior to Smith Riley's sentencing, Portia's family had the opportunity to address the jury. Sharon Brooks, Portia's mother, brought a box containing her daughter's ashes to the courtroom, as she had done for previous court dates. She expressed how Smith Riley's actions had shattered her life and destroyed her identity as a mother of 3.
But he killed me, mentally, emotionally. He killed my identity as a mother of 3, as a family of 4.
Her heart-wrenching words conveyed the profound loss she endured, leaving her with nothing but the painful reality of her daughter's absence. Tia Marie Brooks, Portia's sister, emotionally pleaded for Smith Riley to receive the maximum sentence, stating that he should spend the rest of his life behind bars without parole.
And serve a term of life without parole. As to count 4.
Aaron, the survivor of Smith Riley's gunshot, also spoke in court, emphasizing that Portia would always be their guardian angel, watching over them during their difficult times. Smith Riley's crime was already heinous, but his reaction to his sentence was equally dramatic. During the trial on August 11, 2021, he initially pleaded guilty to aggravated murder and attempted murder. However, he later reversed his plea against the advice of his attorneys, shocking both the victims' families and his own legal team. This decision reinstated the possibility of the death penalty. Smith Riley apologized in court, seemingly as a last attempt at showing remorse. Nonetheless, Judge Charles Kubicki, presiding over the case in Hamilton County Common Pleas Court, denied Smith Riley's request and sentenced him to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Smith Riley, the 23-year-old perpetrator, collapsed to the courtroom floor upon hearing his sentence. He also received an additional 11-year sentence for a related attempted murder charge. As terrible as Smith Riley's case may be, it does not reach the level of notoriety and horror seen in the case of T.J. Lane. Meet T.J. Lane, who faced multiple murder charges in Ohio. Lane became infamous for committing a horrifying crime at Chardon High School on February 27, 2012. On that day, he entered the school's cafeteria and opened fire, killing 3 students and severely injuring 3 others. Lane's actions sent shockwaves through the community. He was quickly apprehended and charged with multiple counts of aggravated murder, attempted aggravated murder, and felonious assault. What made Lane even more monstrous was his complete lack of remorse. During the trial, he refused to cooperate with his attorneys and even appeared in court wearing a T-shirt with the word "killer" on it. He went so far as to give the middle finger to the victims' families during the sentencing. At the hearing, Lane delivered a shocking statement saying, "To pull the trigger, it's not hard. You see, it's easy. I've done it enough. You wouldn't understand." This statement provoked outrage and disgust nationwide. Judge David Fury, presiding over the case, described Lane's behavior as heinous, unprovoked and senseless. He sentenced Lane to 3 life sentences in prison without the possibility of parole. Remarkably, Lane remained emotionless and unrepentant throughout the entire sentencing process. While not all convicts react the same way upon hearing their sentences, Smith Riley's collapse and Lane's lack of remorse serve as stark examples of the wide range of emotions and behaviors exhibited by individuals facing the consequences of their actions. Let's delve into the case of Ryan Stone, whose crime spree captivated the nation with a series of violent acts, including kidnapping and assault, all broadcasted live by helicopters. The chaos began when Stone hijacked a car containing a 4-year-old boy and led police on a perilous pursuit that lasted over an hour. During this high-speed chase, Stone reached speeds of up to 100 miles per hour and displayed reckless behavior at every turn. As seen in the footage, he overtook an innocent civilian on the highway, forcibly ejecting them from their vehicle before continuing his escape in the new car. But that was not the extent of his recklessness. Watch as he exits the highway, flings the car door open at full speed, and abruptly slams on the brakes just before colliding with another vehicle parked at an intersection. Investigators believed this was an ill-conceived attempt at yet another carjacking. Stone also collided with several other vehicles during the chase, resulting in numerous injuries. At one point, he narrowly avoided striking a police officer who was attempting to deploy stop sticks on the highway. Eventually, Stone crashed the stolen car and attempted to flee on foot. Despite his best efforts, he was swiftly apprehended by the police and placed in a holding cell. Shockingly, while in custody, Stone was caught on tape boasting about his actions to a visiting friend, claiming he had made international news in the UK and Australia, and even believed he should be compensated for the use of his car chase footage by news channels. Stone faced a litany of charges, including kidnapping, motor vehicle theft, assault, and eluding the police. The sentencing hearing was an emotional affair in court, with many of Stone's victims and their families recounting the profound impact of his crimes on their lives. Some described the physical injuries they had sustained in the crashes, while others spoke of the deep emotional trauma they had endured due to the harrowing incident. During the hearing, Stone appeared contrite, shedding tears and expressing remorse for his actions. He offered apologies to his victims. However, the irony was evident. Just a week earlier, he had been captured on video laughing and proudly recounting his crimes, only to be seen on the other video, crying and pleading for leniency from the court as he finally grasped the gravity of his actions.